G'day crew, my name is Luke and you guys are watching our spearfishing tips series. This is a little video I'm making on pink Maomao. I went out with my mate Wayne. You might see him in a few of my videos. He lost his leg, he's still diving hard. I was filming some pinkies in a hole and I just said, they run and then they're turning back on me and then running and then turning back to the camera. Like, he goes, man, pink Maomao are just weird. And then I thought, yeah, they are, eh? Like, they are pretty fucking weird. So I thought I'd put this little video together on some tips on targeting them. They sort of like quite steep drops. Let's say there's a reef and it's coming off an island or something like that, or a bit of reef, and it comes down to sort of, you know, sloping gently to about 12 meters, and then it's sort of big drops and then a little step and big drops. They can hang out above that crest, very, very thick schools, and they can actually spread like right the way up to about 2 meters under the surface, just sporadic, and then like also all the way down deep. When you dive, they dive, and they all turn down like this, and then they just start to get this little thing going on. If you stop, they'll turn very, very quickly and just look at you. And then sometimes they're quite weird because they're sort of dotted around the show. Very quickly you might have a fish very close to you that you never even saw. But they can sound down really deep. And you can end up pushing them down quite deep, and they can be a bit of a pain in the ass. So what I normally do is, like, I see a group, let's say they're all over a ledge or a little kelp drop off or something like that. I'll just focus on getting down into the kelp, and I'll see them all running in that, and I won't even look at them. I'll focus on getting down into the kelp, and when I'm in the kelp, I'll look up, and then you'll see they'll all turn, and you'll see fish here, fish there, and some of them will come in quite fast. Some of them may really, really take their time, but some of them will move in quite fast. So they're almost like a bit of a dumbed down version of the moo that moves a bit more, because it looks like a moo will kind of move in, but it just hovers back and forward like really weird. But a pink Maomao will kind of come and eventually come right up. And then there's another layer of complexity to hunting pink Maomao, is that they hate the spear tips, especially being tracked. Like, and quite often what I'll do is I'll get the spear like right up, and you can see them being very anxious, and they'll literally come up and you can almost touch them with a spear tip, but they can run really quickly when that spear's on them. Now there's a bit of a theory that they don't like it because when you have a downward flopper, it can mimic a fish that's scared because it's got its, or predatory or something like that, because it's got its pelvic fins downward. Now I couldn't confirm or deny that, I have no idea, I haven't asked a fish yet, but all I'll say is I know that very often they're very hard to track. So and like it's weird because they're quite easy to pole spear. When you're down on their level, they'll come right up to you. They're really happy fish. You know, once you've got it loaded, it's right up here next to you, and the fish are just there, so you can whack them. But yeah, when it comes to a spear gun, they just don't like it. So it's all about, and I think it's really, really good skills to learn for newer divers, getting down into that kelp and just waiting for them and watching them and getting that gun out and just trying to make nice shots on them. And that can make them quite fun and sort of rewarding fish to shoot. Dropping down on them, the same as like what I go through with a kingfish, every species, chasing them with your gun out and then doing those long shots, long desperate shots. Not very good for hunting technique and shot placement or video, but you might still get the fish, so you might not care. But if you really want them to come up to you, and then you can choose what fish and then try to get good shots in, then it definitely pays to just be still and let them come in. Now, if you're doing it in open water, it can actually be quite difficult. Sometimes they just won't come in and have a look, but sometimes they'll be extra dopey. It really can depend on the day. But yeah, that's sort of my, a little bit of my 2 cents on pink Maomao. They're not a bad eating fish. Like, what I've noticed about them is they have like a yellowish tinge in the blood, on the meat, and it can be a really, really sharp flavor. Pink Maomao sandwiches, that's the ticket. Yeah, but it really does depend. So actually in the comments, I'd like to know what you guys think of pink Maomao, because I always thought they were really good. And then when I started eating them just on their own, just because I've been testing a lot of fish's flavor, I noticed they have a real strong sort of twang on them. and it may be just an area thing, who knows. But in terms of an eating fish, they are a pretty high up eating fish. But yeah, I don't rate them right up there, but they're still definitely a good target species, and they're still nice to get in the bin, and they look epic too. They're really cool little fish to look at. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, just jump in the comments there, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.